Hello, everybody on the internet watching, and welcome to the second game of Week 6 of the Totally Normal Football League. We've reached the midway point as the Wyoming Janitors welcome the Toronto Trash Pandas to town in this cross-divisional game. The Wyoming Janitors have won the opening coin toss. It'll be the Trash Pandas who will take to the field first. And I accidentally set the home jerseys for the Janitors second. So it'll be blue on blue, so I'll apologize for the maximal confusion. Chip Cord Ripper back to return, and he's immediately swarmed by 11 players and a bunch of other janitors, and he'll get tackled down at the 20. And it'll be Doug Gong Show and the visiting Toronto Trash Can crew to begin their first drive from the 20. Trash Pandas got Ricky Bon off of injury, but it will still be Jim Rat leading the charge. But Gong Show's back to throw. He'll go it over the middle, and nobody's there. Not even any defenders were there. You gotta wonder what that play was. That'll bring up a quick second down. The Trash Pandas 2-3 in the division, and they need wins fast with how cramped the over here is getting between them and the Gators. It's a two-horse race for that second place seed as Gong Show rolls out of the pocket and has to throw under pressure. A great blitz from Edgar Hoopswooper, forcing the bad throw. But with the Hellcats zooming away with the division lead, it's basically going to be Trash Pandas versus Gators for that second place spot. And with the Gators set against the 2-3 Beefers, and that, oh my god, the Janitors pass rush, man, that was Steve Rail tackling him down. That was 3 different positions on the defense, each making moves against the quarterback. That is crazy. Doug Gong Show can't get anything going on his opening drive. He's stuck at the 20. As Edward Gogo is out to punt. I can't even finish any of my sentences. Yes, Ricky Bon back from injury after being injured earlier in the season. Good punt there from Gogo to prevent a return. But the bigger injury news is on the Janitor side. They have lost Ivan Mold for the regular season. Their big quarterback. In to replace them is Season 2 franchise quarterback Bruce Bogdan, who took the Janitors to their Season 1 normal bowl. Wow, this tackle box of the Trash Pandas. And it's complete to Nathan Sittler for a short reception. And I think this is what we're going to see a lot today. Nathan Sittler, number 13, wide receiver number 2 for the Janitors, is still your receiving yards leader of the whole TNFL right now. And it was deep shots from Ivan Mold to him. Just kept feeding him. And Bogdan going back. He has to throw out of a sack. Zachary Battlekind getting to the quarterback. The Janitors' MO up to this point was throw it deep to Sittler and get a touchdown on the board as quickly as possible and, play a running game from ahead with both Tyler McFridge, who really impressed me against the Beefers yesterday, even though they did end up losing that game. Tyler McFridge looked like $1 million. And tie game as well. Ogden stepping back to throw. It's a throw to the corner, and he runs into the referee. That's going to be 4th down. If that was just a regular bullet pass as opposed to a lob, that would have been a first down, but you gotta love the AI in this game sometimes. So both teams having to punt on their opening possession. Pass interference on the ref, dude. Yeah, where's the ref's end zone? That was an awfully bad shanked punt there from Dan Popcap. Very uncharacteristic of him. The Trash Pandas will have good field position at their own 42. However, we've immediately seen right out of the gate that the Janitors' pass rush is suffocating. So we'll see how Doug Gong Show has strategized against that for the second drive of the game. Meet 4-man in motion. Jim Rat, the lone back, regular set. He's going to receive the handoff to the middle. And look at that, dude. When you think there's a wide open lane, Jamal Indiebone shakes the block and tackles Jim Rat for a minimal gain. What great defensive play there from the cleanup crew member. That'll be just 2 yards that would have otherwise gone for at least 8. Gongsho back to throw. Janitors send 3. Gongsho throws it deep to a double-covered side Mayo, and that one is knocked away as multiple Janitors converge. And you can really see there, side Mayo, that was number 14 being thrown deep there. His speed does not match up against the really speedy secondary of the Janitors. They were able to converge on that almost instantly, and now it's 3rd and 8 for the Janitors stuck at their own 45. Gongsho back to throw. It's a quick pass intended for Chip Cord Ripper, but Bobby Williamson gets in the way of it like a door, and that'll be another 3 and out for the Janitors defense. Edward Gogo out to punt. Fair catch being waved by Barry Chuckers. Goes into the end zone. Bruce Bogdan will get their second possession at the 20. So this is very reminiscent so far of when the Janitors took on the Gators a couple of weeks ago. That was a defensive grind fest that went to overtime. Almost no scoring happening in the first half. And the speedy Tyler McFridge on the outside. Spins a tackle, gets 14 yards to almost the 35. This kid is nuts. Tyler McFridge had a great season last year as well, but he was, stop me if you heard this one though. A broken jaw ended his regular season. But since the Janitors have improved their run blocking even more than they have last season, he's been incredible. He's going to turn upfield for another 5-yard gain to the 40. So the outside run blocking of the Trash Pandas will have to be on points. The Janitors love their off-tackle and pitch plays, especially on these twin tight end sets, but Bogdan's going to throw it to the outside. It's good to Gregory McBetterson for a first down. It's not a question of if you break your jaw playing for the Janitors. It's when. Oh, no. Janitors with a fresh set of downs at their own 47-yard line. Quick step back. It's a quick check down throw to Kayleen Rando, who gets it to the 50. Kayleen Rando back in Wyoming this season. It's a story I haven't really said much about. The Gators trade Kayleen Rando for a couple of end-of-the-draft picks in the Season 3 draft. And Kayleen Rando definitely probably still one of the best run-blocking fullbacks in the league, and he's definitely helping out this play a lot. Great low catch by Nathan Sittler past the 40 for a first down, as Bogdan is now 3 for 3. In a row, anyways. He's 4 for 6 total on the day, and he's moving this Janitors offense downfield nicely. Tyler McFridge with 2 tight ends. It's going to be a draw play down the middle, but that is stopped by new middle linebacker Davey Hopper. Now, for those of you who missed last week, possible Hall of Famer Stanley Steak Sauce has been moved from middle linebacker to cornerback 1. He's going to be on Ken McStote all game. Pass for Bogdan, and he's smothered. That's Dion Sizzler, who had a great game last week with 2 sacks. He gets his first one of the day, as this Janitors crowd lets them know how they feel about his performance. But that big sack will move the Janitors back to a 3rd and 17 at the Trash Pandas 45. They have to get it to the 30 for a first down. Bogdan in the shotgun, runs out of time. It's 4th down. So Dion Sizzler with the big defensive play moves the Janitors safely out of harm's way. And it'll be Dan Popcap to punt. Yeah, Sizzler is not a name I really say that often. But he has really impressed both me and the Trash Pandas fans with his ability to get to the quarterback as of late. And that looks like an okay punt. We'll see where the refs place it. Yeah, it's okay. It's at the 21. Not bad. Attempting to shank it inside the 20. It'll be Doug Gongshow out at the 21. Rolling out of the pocket. Good catch there by Andy Codplayer. An 8-yard reception. Having to step out of the close man coverage of Len Players. If you look on paper, although Andy Codplayer, very few people are faster and agile than him. But Len Players is tall and still very speedy and agile himself. Gracie Charger showing pressure, saying hello to the tackle box. Jim Rat counter run, and nobody there on the outside. That'll be first down for him almost to the 40 as Jamal Indybone tackles him from behind. Slow start to the game so far. Lots of punts, although the Janitors were able to make good pace down the field. It was a big Dion Sizzler play that ended their last possession. Now the Trash Pandas have found their gears. Able to convert for a first down. Jim Rat off tackle. Jim Rat with a stiff arm gets the first down. Bobby Williamson tackling him from behind. Trash Pandas shifting up their blocking in order to deal with the great threats the Janitors are bringing. Of course, you saw Jamal Indybone is working overtime. Try and stop the run game. Ricky Bonbon in as we're in the 2nd and inches play. And play action, throw to the right side, interception by Len Players. I was just talking about him. The height and speed of Len Players is going to make him and Andy Codplayer matchup a living hell. Even though Andy Codplayer might be a legend himself, his height might be to his detriment this game. Players gets a big turnover here in the first. McFridge gets about a 1.5-yard run to the 40. As a hole collapses in front of him. Splitbacks for the Wyoming Janitors, as I think they'll let the play... Nope, they'll squeeze in one last play of the first, and it's a big run, once again, by Davey Hopper, getting the tuck rule sack. And because it was a tuck rule, we'll get yet another play in here at the end of the first for this 3rd down try. Bogged in 50% now on pass completions. Tie game and Kaylee Mirando the back. Big blitz from the Trash Pandas, and that leaves Nathan Sittler open, but he's going to be a yard short. Come on, Janitors. You know you want to go for some punch shenanigans. Come on, PopCapped. You've had 2 questionable punts already this game. You know you want to throw it. Coward. Okay. PopCap throwing it up. And a great catch there from Edgar Hoopswooper is going to pin the Trash Pandas inside the 20. Edgar Hoopswooper. Yes, I didn't stutter. That is the former Stoat Season 2 quarterback. What a wild, wild world the TNFL is. Neat for a man on the move. Janitor showing pressure. Jim Rat up the middle. He'll get 6 yards to the 20-yard line. Make it the 15, sorry. Six-yard gain. Jim Rat still the lone back. Outside pitch. Great blocking, but no! You thought it was great blocking, but it was Bill Pickle. Bill Pickle stops the run for only a 1.5 yard gain. That'll bring up a 3rd down for the Trash Pandas. Third and 2. Ricky Bonbon in the back of a full house formation. He'll get the handoff and the first down. Jacob Tahoe Jr. tackling down the Season 1 MVP. Fresh set of downs at the 26. Bonbon the lone back. Scoreless game so far, and Bonbon is taken down by Janitors legend Alan Combo. His first sack of the game. 5-yard sack pushes the Trash Pandas to the 21. Gongsho back to throw. Tries to get a short completion to the, I think that was a running back option, just doing a simple stick. But tight man coverage from the Janitors is going to lead to a 3rd and long. Again, this is shades of the Gators-Janitors game we had earlier this season. Gongsho back to throw, and look at that pressure from every single member of the cleanup crew. I saw Steve Rail, Alan Combo, and Jamal Indibone all infiltrate the pocket simultaneously, and Gongsho had no choice but to throw that shit away. And Edward Gogo has to go out to punt for the 3rd time this game. Barry Chuckers to the 35, gets a stiff hit. Thanks to Devin Childs. Five minutes, 27 seconds remaining on the clock for the first half. Brando and McFridge in the I formation. Bonbon fakes the handoff. Attempts to throw it. A check down throw to Ken McStote in the middle of the field, but it doesn't quite get over the line with Bogdan's unique side throwing style. It'll bring up 2nd down. Bogdan stepping back in at a little bit of pressure. Can't quite get it to a double covered Jed Chadwick. Running the drag route. 3rd down. Bogdan, ew, man, almost intercepted. That was a good chance, though, for, if I could finish a sentence here, that was a good chance for Ken McStote to get separation, but Bogdan didn't put enough air onto the ball, and big old Stanley Steak Sauce tips it away. And this is something that has very much worried Janitors fans, even though they are staying at 4-1 on the standings, otherwise in great position in the over-there division, but with how much of a shitstorm that's about to turn into. And that's a great punt! Holy shit, you just recovered yourself there, damn Popcapped. The Janitors are seemingly cursed. They have not been able to convert on 3rd down in maybe, like, 3 games. It's quite preposterous. They can get it on 2nd. They can even get it on 1st. If you put them on 3rd down, they just can't convert it, even if they are on 3rd and inches. It's crazy. Jim Ratt with a 6-yard gain up the middle. You gotta wonder, like, on paper, the Janitors team is not bad. In fact, it's actually incredibly good. Tyler McFridge has great running average. They've got great blocking. And Nathan Sittler is your receiving yards leader of the whole TNFL. So it's just absolutely puzzling why they can't get it done on 3rd down. Anyways, it's Gongsho and the Trash Pandas out right now. Jim Ratt on the counter run. He'll get a 1st down, but not much more than that as Zach Racer tackles the running back. Fresh set of downs at the 29 for the Trash Pandas. Janitors loading up the tackle box. Jacob Tahoe Jr. bringing the run down after 3 yards. Gongsho stands in the shotgun at the 32 on 2nd down. Janitors send 4. And what a catch there by Kyle Katam. Ari Devel-Coro giving him a stiff tackle, but he was able to hold on to it. The Janitors had great pressure, and Gongsho had such a small window to get that pass down the middle of the field for a 1st down past the 40. That was a great throw and catch by the Trash Pandas. Another full house formation. Outside pitch by Jim Rat. Great blocking. Jim Rat's to the 30. Bill Pickle has to chase him down, and the Trash Pandas have made it to the Janitors' side of the field and then some. Jim Rat earning his way to the running back 1 spot, even with Bon Bon returning from injury. And it's no mystery as to why the Trash Pandas have so much faith in them. Ricky Bon Bon stopped for no gain by Southpaw, as if to put a period on my sentence. As we hit the 2-minute warning, the Trash Pandas with a full head of steam, threatening to score points in this game. Just as interesting as a fact as the Janitors not being able to convert on a 3rd down ever, the Trash Pandas have not been involved in a single game this season that was not decided, either win or loss, by a singular score, as COD player gets a 10-yard reception for a 1st down almost to the 20. And this is sure shaping up to be yet another one of those one-scorers. Gong Show throws it. Bobby Williamson with an interception. That's Gong Show's 2nd pick. Now, while Williamson did save this drive, he did catch it and was downed at the 7, so this is not great field position for the Janitors. We'll see how they can run out of this. The Trash Pandas have absolutely loaded up the tackle box, and it's a Kaylee Rando handoff for 5 yards. Honestly, a good play call there. Just get someone big to just burst on through, give you some breathing room. They'll get it to the 11. It's another handoff to Kaylee Rando, this time only for 2 yards before Stanley Steaksauce says hello. That'll bring up a 3rd down for the Janitors, and these fans chewing their fingernails now. 0 for 4 on 3rd down. Can the Janitors do it? They need 3 yards. I smell a McFridge outside pitch. We'll see how the blocking is. Ogden trying to get them on a hard count. Wasting as much time as possible. That's smart. Trying to limit possession time for the Trash Pandas in this half, especially with them backed up so far on their end of the field. Although, thanks to a Williamson. It's a handoff to McBetterson for a 1st down. The Janitors have done it! The Janitors have gotten a 1st down on 3rd down. And it was by a Betterson handoff. You thought it was going to one of the 2 running backs. Light the fireworks, man. 30 seconds remaining in the 1st half. I feel really shitty celebrating that, but it's been a weird fact here. Great pancake there from Kaylee Rando. Opens up Tyler McFridge for a big run to the 30 as the Janitors use their 1st of 3 timeouts. It's possible. They bleed. This is going to be another one of those games. I see this all the time every time they come up, but like it feels like 1 point here is worth 7 points elsewhere. Especially with the Hellcats driving down the value of a score earlier tonight against the Stoats. Bogdan throws it to Sittler on the post route. Beautiful catch. Almost to the 45. Janitors with their 2nd timeout with 16 seconds remaining. It's no secret why Sittler is your receiving yards total in the league with throws and catches like that. Bogdan, 4 wide receiver set, steps back to throw, throws one up, it's caught by Ken McStone at the 40. The Janitors quickly trying to scramble. They want one more play before they call the timeout for the... It's too late, this has to go to the end zone. And it's caught by Ken McStone for a touchdown! What was that? Stanley Steaksauce missed the interception! He went for it, he snapped on it, and what a beautiful throw from the franchise QB Bruce Bogdan to their superstar wide receiver. Incredible pass, incredible catch, and that one is for 6. Beautiful. Run shoulders with the extra point, ends the 1st half up 7-0 for Wyoming. As this one is going to be a nail-biter, folks. Both defenses on point. And all it's going to take is a slight slip-up from even one of the greatest to ever do it, Stanley Steak Sauce, for it to all come crumbling down. Tim Bencher out to kick it because the Janitors will maintain possession of the ball. They won the opening coin flip, so it's up to them to maintain the momentum they've just injected the arena with. As Barry Chuckers gets it past the 30, almost to the 35. Tyler McFridge, the lone back. They'll hand it off, up the middle, off tackle. That'll be a 6-yarder to the 40. And McFridge is at a 6.3 average, but Jim Ratt's at a 7.3. It is a great day to be a running back. As long as you're not the Stoats, sorry. Very tight I formation. McFridge for a first down. Gets lifted up and slammed back down to the turf by Terry Shutcrunch. And McFridge is producing. Janitors with a full head of steam and a fresh set of downs at their 48. McFridge still the lone back. Gregory McBetterson on the move. It's another McFridge handoff up the middle. This one not as productive, but he'll still get 4 yards, but add another 5 of it because Brian Bealey was offsides, jumping the gun too early, and now the Trash Pandas are making mistakes. Janitors accepting the penalty, so it'll be 1st and 5. McFridge for a first down and then some, almost breaking a tackle, almost getting to the Trash Pandas 30, and it is run here in Wyoming. First and 10. Janitors already eating up 2 minutes of this quarter. Now McFridge audible to the line, so it'll be just Kayleen Rando back there, and he'll get the handoff, but no one being fooled by it. And by no one, I mean Jimmy Breeze Nuts. Got him, stops the run. No gain on the play. Janitors still at the Trash Pandas 33. McFridge up the middle. A decent run, 4 or 5 yards on that one, but it'll bring up a 3rd down for the Janitors. I think they are slightly... No, they're... Okay, never mind. They're inside the 30. I keep forgetting where on the field I am. So they are in field goal range on this 3rd and 4. We might see a play action here from Bogdan. No, he'll just pass it. Trash Pandas send 3, and he'll throw it right over the middle for an interception, but it's going back! Defensive passing interference by Bealey, and that's the 2nd major penalty for the Trash Pandas this game. You thought... Oh man, even when Bogdan throws an interception, you can't do any wrong right now. Oh man, now that's going to be at the spot of the foul. That's going to be at the 16. McFridge is up the middle, catches a great Kayleen Rando block, gets it to the 10. And Tyler McFridge is just taking hit after hit. God bless him. He's still out there. He's probably got like 99 stamina. Usually we see running backs get changed out. Even Ace Ducey doesn't have infinite stamina. But McFridge up the middle. Rando basically being a floor mat for him. Getting him an extra yard. That was, that was Rando and Davey Ondongo. But a 3rd down for the Janitors fans. They were able to convert one with a Gregory McBetterson handoff. And Bogdan will throw it outside to McBetterson for a touchdown. It's a 3rd down conversion and a touchdown. These are the Janitors fans have been waiting 3 weeks to see. And McBetterson's responsible for both of them. But the Trash Pan is now down 14-0. This would have been an interception for Jimmy, what was that, Davey Hopper, for Jimmy Breezenuts, one of the middle linebackers. But Davey Hopper hit with a defensive pass interference call that made the interception possible, apparently. I'll have to watch it back. But the Janitors not only get a huge break on that play, but they are able to break it further into another touchdown. And now the Trash Pandas are sweating. With the Stoats losing to the Hellcats in a convincing bout for Alex Fops and co. A win for the Janitors tonight will secure their first... What a stiff arm there from Chip Cordripper. A win for the Janitors tonight will solidify their place as number 1 in the position. Did I say number 1 in the position? I mean number 1 in the division. However, the overall spot will surely still belong to the Hellcats unless the Janitors can drop 60 points. I doubt that, though. Jim Rat and Ewan Corngrower in the back. Jim Rat on the counter run. He'll turn upfield before being stopped by Alan Combo after a 4-yard gain. Now, Jim Rat still at 7 yards per carry average. That is nuts. But the question is, for how long can you rely on a running game when you're down 2 scores against a defense that just cannot allow you to throw a pass? Gong Show, back to throw. Janitors send 4. Throw out of the sack. What a catch by Meat 4-Man as he slides in for the first down to salvage the play. That was an amazing heads-up play by the second-year Trash Panda. Never mind, we are a pixel away from a first down. We're not allowed nice things here in Toronto, apparently. So Gong Show is probably going to hand it off to Jim Rat. It'll be very Trash Pandas of them to get the play action here, though. Jim Rat gets the first down to the 35. Fresh set of downs for the Trash Pandas at the 34. Rat and Corngrower behind in the I formation. Bill Pickle trying to say hello. Jim Rat off tackle. Gets double teamed, although he'll still walk out with a 7-yard gain. Second and 3 at the 41. Gong Show back to throw. He has to get it to Corngrower after Alan Combo was asking if he had any games on his phone. Watch how close Alan Combo gets here. Or apparently we're looking at Len players. Never mind. Yeah, Alan Combo was just saying hello to the neighbors. But a good effort by Corngrower will get them within 3rd and spitting distance. Ricky Bonbon gets the handoff, and he'll get the first down, and then some to the 40. Picks up a block from number 81, Bill Bonk. But Bonbon will be tackled from behind. A great run there by the Trash Pandas, in need of yardage, as we are quickly running out of time here in the 3rd. Bonbon still in as the running back. Meat 4-Man on the move. And that will end the 3rd quarter. We're into the last quarter. The Trash Pandas have the ball and they're moving downfield steadily. But they are down 14 without a single point. And that has to change. Gong Show in the full house formation. Outside pitch to Jim Rat. He's converged upon by Bill Pickle at the 35 of the Janitors side of the field. Very split evenly in terms of time possession between both teams. The Janitors able to get 2 points out of that. Len Players with an interception and Bobby Williamson with one as well. Gong Show throwing it to the side and getting it to Jim Rat, but it's tipped away. And the man coverage of the linebackers, specifically of the Janitors. A big thing about man coverage in the TNFL is you have to make sure that your linebackers, which is often one of the most overlooked positions to assign fast players to in the TNFL. First down, pass for a goal, get up, spins away. Oh my god! I think that's for a first down. That was tense. I think Cord Ripper barely was able to break it. Yeah, Bill Pickle, holy shit, the strength of him. And then he has to face the second level boss after that, Steve Rail. That's crazy. Yes, it will be a first down, man. Freaking Chip Cord Ripper out here fighting for his life against the Janitors as they squeeze in the tackle box. Bricky Bonbon on the outside. Gets taken down by Tracy Charger. Big 9-yarder there for the big guy. Second and inches. This is the second time today the Trash Pandas have a second and fleas dick. Bonbon on the counter run. He's stopped by Jacob Tahoe Jr., but Bonbon is able to spin in for a first down as they only needed about a quarter of an inch. Fresh set of downs at the Janitors 16. Twin tight end with a fullback. Big beefy formation for Bonbon. He was able to pirouette past the 15-yard line. The Janitors, last time the Trash Pandas got it into the red zone, Williamson was able to pick off a pass intended for Cord Ripper. And this time it's Big Four Man into the end zone for 6. Gets it over the middle of the field. Beautiful straight pass. No frills on that one. And the Trash Pandas get on the board. A chorus of Meat for Man chants happening in the Twitch chat now. Meat for Man, a fan favorite. Mostly because people can spell them out like a license plate. In fact, for those of you watching this YouTube VOD back way in the future, comment Meat for Man if you're a true meater. Now, I said before, the Trash Pandas have not been involved in a game that has not been decided by a singular score. Barry Chuckers getting a raised way around. Whoa, the Barry Chuckers freaking spamming the side dodge move like he's setting up an Ocarina of Time speedrun trick. He gets a lot of yards out of that nonsense, and he'll get it past the 35. What a great return there from Chuckers. Tyler McFridge, the lone back. Counter run. He'll turn upfield. He'll shake a tackle. That'll be for 5 yards. And I feel like the Janitors are going to rely heavily on Tyler McFridge in this last quarter to seal the deal. Look how big Lenny... That's not Lenny Maddox, sorry. Who was that? That's Dion Sizzler. Look at the size of that man. Number 93 there, right end. Oh my god. McFridge with another handoff. Left side of the field, wide open. As he's tackled down by Randy Straight Cash. That's his 5th tackle today. Straight Cash was CB2 until a couple of weeks ago. Michael Hotz was CB1. No, Michael Hotz got moved to CB2 after Steak Sauce got moved to CB1. So Straight Cash got moved to free safety, where I think has just been better all around. Outside pitch. McFridge turning diagonally back in field, trying to avoid the cornerback. And just look at the speed of McFridge. He can turn any slight movement, avoiding a tackle, into like 2 or 3 extra yards. It is crazy. That turned from like 2 yards to 6 almost instantly with him just being able to... It's another outside pitch from McFridge. First down to the 30. Ezekiel Paring's way, having to tackle him down, and McFridge is just having his way on the... just running to the numbers. Janitors fighting all the way to the 29 of the Trash Pandas. Big I formation here with a twin tight end. McFridge up the middle. He'll get 7 yards, almost to the 20, and this has just been the McFridge show. What better way to ice the game than with Fridge? That's an 8-yard run, 2nd and 2. Janitors at the 21. Trash Pandas try to stop tie game as he shakes a tackle, spins over the first down line. And that'll bring up the 2-minute warning, and the Trash Pandas need a stop. And if they really want to exhaust all their luck for the season, a forced fumble would do nicely here as well. Janitors with a fresh set of downs at the 16. Tie game, the lone back into reprieve McFridge for a job well done. Tie game, pardon me's his way to the 10. And the Trash Pandas cannot stop the run, whether it be on the outside or on the inside. And I believe that is the Trash Pandas using their first of 3 timeouts. Trash Pandas cannot let the Janitors go a score ahead, not with how little time is left. They need a big stop here. They can't even allow a field goal. They need a playmaker to rise up. McFridge is just going to go into the end zone and dive in. That's another 6 for McFridge on the day. That's McFridge's first touchdown, pardon me. It was who got the first touchdown then? It was McBetterson. Oh, right, frickin' McStotson, same catch, right. It looked like he tripped. So the Trash Pandas have 2 timeouts, and they are down by 13. And it'll be 2 touchdowns pending the extra point, which is good. So the Janitors go up 21. And this is important for the Trash Pandas. With 5 games left to play in the season, it's going to be a close race between them and the Gators for that number 2 spot in the Over Here division. Every single one of these wins, whether it be a divisional game or not, is going to matter for them. Either way, every trash can fan is going to be watching the Beefers game tomorrow, really hoping for the comeback cows to beat the Gators. To keep it a close race. Chip Cord Ripper up the middle of the field. Gets a big sandwich. Gets an Ari de Velcro sandwich between him and I didn't catch the number of the other guy. That was a vicious hit. Great news, though, on both fronts. Both teams avoiding any injuries so far. Minute 50 on the clock. Trash Pandas need 2 touchdowns. They get it to beat 4-man. It'll be a 9-yard completion. Gong Show in the shotgun, wasting no time. Janitors send 4. Allen Combo almost breaking through, but getting picked up once again. Throws it to the wide open Elon Corn Grower on the fullback corner route? What? Looks like Elon Corn Grower was no-huddled into a wide receiver position, and he's so slow, Len Players doesn't even respect him. That's crazy. The Trash Pandas are at the 31 of the Janitor side of the field. Gong Show stands in the shotgun. Throws it quick. Gets it to Andy Codplayer, almost to the 15. Trash Pandas in the red zone. Meet 4-man beside Gong Show in the shotgun. Pump fake, throws to the side. It's Codplayer on the slants. Gets it a yard short of a first down at the 7. A minute left to play in the game. The Trash Pandas need a touchdown. They only have 2 timeouts, so they'll have to get it up, and it's Codplayer out the back of the end zone. 1 minute stopped on the clock. They don't have enough time to If they had all 3 of their timeouts, they would be able to not risk an onside kick. But as it stands right now, the Janitors can time them out with two timeouts. Gong Show gets it to the open Kyle Katam, and that's a 7-yard touchdown pass. And the Trash Pandas maintain, for better or worse, their curse of every single one of their games being decided by a singular score. Right corner route there being ran by Katam. Now Katam, I don't know if he's a third-year Trash Panda, but I remember him all the way back in Season 1 where he was the free safety. So the Trash Pandas are now within 7. 56 seconds on the clock. Are we going to see an onside kick? Yes, we are, I think. This is crazy. Oh, Tim Bencher is left-footed, so it'll be to the right. This would be weird. So not only do we get an onside kick at the TNFL, this is a southpaw onside kick. Get ready for some cursed shit. And the Janitors easily fall on it, and that will be game. Assuming the Janitors just kneel here, and what a close one. It started off with a defensive slugfest, but it was Ken McStote's insane catch and touchdown as Tyler McFridge gets one more ceremonial run as the Trash Pandas use their first timeout. Wait a minute, am I dumb? I might be dumb. I think the Trash Pandas will be able to get the ball back with like 10 seconds left. Hold up. Pause. Pause it. This game is not over yet. If the Janitors get one first down, it's over, though. It's up to McFridge. And Kaylee Mirando, they tried to do some trickery here. And that stopped for no gain. Not a bad decision, considering everyone's attention is on McFridge with the day he's had. So sneaking up the middle with Rando might not be a bad call. But now it's 3rd and long. And Bogdan's just going to go for the kneel here. Okay. This is crazy. So, the Janitors will kick it away here. They'll opt for a squib kick. Oh, PopCap's going to punt it. I'm dumb. So, yeah, they will get 10 seconds back. This is crazy. Okay. We might see some Gong Show magic. Think back to the Pandas-Stokes game. The Pandas won that damn thing with a zeros on the clock walk-off Andy Cod player touchdown reception. And oh my god, this gets downed at the 4. So not only do the Trash Pandas have an impossible Hail Mary, it's all the way back at their end zone. The Janitors could end this game with a walk-off safety. That's crazy. The question is, does Cod player have the straight line speed to beat Len players? Does Chip Cord Ripper have it in him to get deep? Or will it be Jim Rat on the fullback go? We'll find out. It's a pass. It's caught by Chip Cord Ripper and tackled down by Len players, and that will be the game. So the Janitors restore a lot of faith in their faithful as they now go to 5-1 on the season without their star quarterback Ivan Mold. Bogdan throwing a 116.4, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. One of those touchdowns being a highlight of the Janitor seasons for sure, getting that tight throw over Steak Sauce's coverage to McStote. Man, that is something of beauty. McFridge and Gong Show each getting only 6 first downs, but it's Jim Rat and Bogdan. Oh, McFridge gets 6 first downs. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, McFridge, 123 yards on the day. He was a huge reason the Janitors were able to close this game out. The amount of yardage he was able to get was insane at 6.8, and that's even up against Jim Rat, who got a 6 average, and Bon Bon getting a 6.6 average, dude. Both running back, every running back duo today got over 5 yards per carry average. It is a time to be a running back here in the TNFL. Your receiving leaders being Sittler and Cod Player. Sittler being a more subdued 34 yards this game, but Cod Player getting 40. Benny Axehandle with 8 pancakes. He's your pancake leader. And Meat Foreman getting a 7er. Blanchard leading the Janitors with a 7 of his own. Your tackles leader, it's a 4-way tie between Bill Pickle, Tahoe Jr., Randy Straightcash, and Michael Hotz. And honestly, just seeing who what position your tackles leader is tells you exactly what kind of story this game played out. The fact that Michael Hotz and Randy Straightcash, a cornerback and a safety, got the most tackles. That means passes were getting through or runs were getting through to the second level and they had to go in. Whereas Bill Pickle and Tahoe Jr. getting the tackles, that means that even though Jim Rat and Ricky Bonbon both over 5 yards per carry, they were constantly getting stopped by those linebackers. So there's a bit of a clue there as to what happened to the run, with the difference between these two games or teams' running games. And yeah, man, your interceptors this game, Bobby Williamson and Len Players, the cornerback duo, the Season 1 Janitors OGs, each getting an interception each. And Sack Spy, Combo, and Sizzler. Folks, that is it for tonight's doubleheader. Very important.